It's the year 2017, dabbing is still a thing, this guy just became president, and the world is still recovering from the two amazing anime movies that hit the scene. Your Name, which would become the highest grossing anime movie ever at the time, and Silent Voice, which is considered one of the greatest manga adaptations in history. Both of these movies are so emotional, they're both so mature, and both of them made me cry like a little bit, fine, I'll admit it. So, when the nominations for the Best Animated Feature for the Oscars rolled around, people were speculating, will Your Name be on there? Or will Silent Voice be on there? Or, maybe even both. And when the nominations were revealed, are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? The Boss Baby. The Boss Baby, that one, that Boss Baby. They put that over Your Name and Silent Voice? And don't get me wrong, The Boss Baby isn't a terrible movie. Okay, maybe it is, but seeing that these two groundbreaking movies are nowhere to be seen, it made me think, why does the Oscars hate anime? This is every notable anime movie that came out since Your Name and Silent Voice. These movies were either very popular in Japan or the West, used new never before seen animation techniques, or were just really well liked. Now take a second with me and just take a guess. How many of these anime movies do you think were nominated for the Oscars? 7, 6, maybe even 5? 2. Specifically these two. They are the only two anime movies that were nominated. Is that not insane? In the nitty last decade of anime, only 2 anime movies were recognized and nominated. And I'm not some pretentious anime fan who's like, I think anime is the greatest thing to ever exist and should win everything. And even though I'm incredibly biased towards anime because I'm a loser, I don't even think many of these anime deserve to be nominated. But the point I'm trying to make is the fact that the Academy ignored all of these anime and nominated movies such as Turning Red, Over the Moon, Ralph Breaks the Internet, Ferdinand, Missing Link, Onward, Raya and the Last Dragon, and of course The Boss Baby, which is absolute cinema, is disrespectful to the medium. So that brings us to the question, why does the Oscars hate anime? Well, it's because of the negligence. If we look at the 24-year-old history for this category of Best Animated Feature, 8 anime movies have been nominated, and out of these 8, 7 are Studio Ghibli films mostly made by the legendary Miyazaki. And although this is a clear sign of respect to Studio Ghibli and Miyazaki, it is also a clear sign of ignorance. Sure, these movies are great, but it feels like the Academy cherry-picked the Ghibli film that came out that year in a way of saying, look at us, we care about anime, we know our stuff. But by only choosing Ghibli films, they ignore the dozens of anime films that come out every single year. The stories these movies tell, the themes they carry out, the emotions they push into you are washed away because the Oscars think, if it's not Ghibli, what's the point? And with Miyazaki retiring and Ghibli probably not getting a nomination for the next 10 years, how do we fix this? How do we not make a repeat of Your Name and Silent Voice? Well, we have to fix the Best Animated Film category. It is no secret that the Oscars have no respect for this category and animation. Bad nominations aside, barely any animated movies are nominated outside this category, and when we look at the speeches they do, almost every single time they say, animation is for children.
So many kids watch these movies over and over and over and over and over and over and over.
Yeah, well, say that to my mom who watches anime. The system that the Oscars use for the nominations is that they nominate the yearly DreamWorks and Pixar movie, then sprinkle in a few indie films to balance out the rest. By doing it this way, you'd think we get a healthy mix of both worlds. However, it actually turns into a slob of blindly picking 2 Pixar films and a DreamWorks film every year, and 2 other indie films that will never win. Like, look at 2020's nominations list with, oh god, ew. But by following this formula every single time, it ignores incredible works, it ignores heart-wrenching movies, it ignores life-changing films, it ignores works such as Attack on Titan, The First Slam Dunk, Blue Giant, Look Back, Ava, Violet Evergarden, Made in Abyss, Weathering with You, I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, Liz to Aritori, and ultimately, Silent Voice and Your Name on that fated day of 2017. Although the Oscars are getting better with recognition with the victory of Flow over Inside Out 2 and The Wild Robot, and the miracle of The Boy and the Heron winning over Spider-Verse, I can only hope that this year, the Chainsaw Man movie, Demon Slayer movie, or 100 Meters makes it onto that stage.
Mom, I just want an Oscar!